Markus Swinnenvirta, the Finnish powerlifting champion, and at 20 stones, the lightest man. From Holland, the giant Ted van der Paar, former American footballer, and at 7 feet, the tallest man ever to compete. From Austria, bodybuilder turned strength athlete Manfred Herberl, at 27, the youngest competitor in the field. From Britain, Welsh prison officer Gary Taylor, a weightlifting silver medalist at the Los Angeles Olympic Games. From Canada, Nova Scotia farmer Greg Ernst, the 1990 Canadian professional strongman title holder. From Denmark, construction worker Henning Thorsen, his country's super heavyweight powerlifting champion for 5 successive years. From the United States, O.D. Wilson, former world super heavyweight powerlifting champion, weighing a massive 28.5 stones. And from Iceland, European powerlifting champion Magnus Van Magnusson, hoping to continue the Viking tradition by lifting this year's title.
They've all gathered on Tenerife, largest of the Canary Islands, 100 miles off the northwest coast of Africa. These islands are steeped in history. 500 years ago, Christopher Columbus stopped off on the journey in which he discovered America. Well, these days, Tenerife is very much an all-year-round holiday resort, dominated by the 12,000-foot volcano Mount Teide, Spain's highest mountain. It's many years since Teide roared in anger, but this week Tenerife is bracing itself for an explosion of strength as 8 of the strongest men on Earth do battle for the title of World's Strongest Man. The first location for this year's competition is Playa de las Teresitas in the northeast corner of Tenerife. In contrast to the black volcanic ash beaches around the island, this one is entirely artificial. These golden sands have been imported from the Sahara Desert. Now, event 1 is the loading race. And joining me for commentary is a man who knows exactly how tough this event is going to be, former World's Strongest Man, Britain's Jamie Reeves. Jamie, what do they have to do?
Well, there's 6 objects weighing 100 kilos each, which is around 16 stones. The competitors have to run 8 metres up a small gradient and load them onto a metre-high platform. And basically, this is just a race against time.
Well, O.D. Wilson can sit back and relax for a while and perhaps learn from the techniques of those in the first heat of event 1.
Manfred Herberl of Austria.
Hey!
Come on, Świata of Finland. On your marks and get set.
Manfred Herberl, the Austrian, on the near side against the Finn Markus Swinnenvirta. That's object number 1, tossing almost 16 stones onto the platform. This one's awkward, Jamie.
Yes, very awkward object, but Manfred is out to make a good impression. This is his first international competition, and he certainly looks the part.
Very fast so far.
The Finn seems to be just taking his time and making sure he gets all the objects and not making any mistakes.
Number 3 for the Austrian.
Move it in between you, come on.
Running back very quickly all the time, that's important. Here's the Finn, who has been a trainer in this competition for years. Now he's in the limelight and he's doing well. This one's more awkward for the Austrian. Oh, he's dropped it.
So to pick it up now and get his rhythm back as fast as possible. Throw it on.
He's recovered well, it's no great disaster.
He looks heavy in the legs though, running back for the other objects.
Let's move, boy, come on.
Well, still his time's faster. Oh, he's failed with that as well.
He could have gone too fast on the first 3 objects, a little bit of inexperience here for Manfred.
Well, Manfred struggling. Marku in the background is going slowly, but he's making progress. And again he fails. And maybe the slower tactics of the Finn are paying off. Has the tortoise overtaken the hare? Yes, number 5. 1 to go for the Finn.
Got to put it on this time. Oh, he's lost it. It's rolled away from him.
This is proving a disaster now for the Austrian. Swinnenvirta's on number 6. time's not particularly fast, but he could at least set the pace. One big push from here, 1:46 on the clock. Needs to grip it underneath, thrust it up onto the platform. That's when the clock stops. And Mr. Estelle urging him on, 1:54 is the time. And that's a good performance, but the Austrian all the time is struggling to finish this. Remember, that barrel's not even up.
It looks as if he's lost it. It looks like his body's seized up on him.
Yeah, you seem to have cut your arm all the way down there. These very sharp objects.
Yeah, but I have other hand. That's enough.
The enormous 34-inch thighs of Odie Wilson, the American, and he's up against Ted van den Paar from Holland, who's not as heavy, but 7 feet tall. And Odie has to be a favourite for the title, because last year he missed first place by a mere half point.
On your march and get set.
Well, this really is the battle of the giants. Even though he's 6'5" tall, Odie's conceding 7 inches.
Odie told me he was dreading this event, and his tactics was just to load everything, make no mistakes and drop nothing. He's not a very mobile man at 28.5 stones.
Object number 3 for Ted. This was awkward for the previous two.
Poses no problem for these two guys with their arm length. Straight on.
And really, they make it look easy, but they're shifting 96 stones over the course of this event.
This is like running up a hill with a 16-stone man in your arms.
Now here's Odie's reach coming into effect again. He simply rolls that onto the platform. Number 4 for Ted. Well, these two are awkward. The beer keg, now! And only one left now for the Dutchman. Odie slightly behind him, he's tiring Jamie.
Yes, but they haven't made any mistakes up to now. Going on to the last object.
And here's the clock, is looking good. 1:03, 1:04, he's there. That's the fastest so far. Last one for Odie now. Oh, and lovely camaraderie from the Dutchman, who's encouraging him to finish. Now! And food for thought for Britain's Gary Taylor.
You're the tallest man ever to compete. That must have been an advantage here.
Because of the loading platform, yes. I think so. But at the other end, everything is on the ground. There's a disadvantage for me. But it went okay.
Now, you're big as well. Obviously, you had to get the objects up high. Were you getting them high enough?
Well, I was getting them high enough. I just didn't have enough speed. He just beat me. No excuses. He was just faster. Serious.
We pick it up now with Henning Thorsen from Denmark and his second last object. The time's good and it's there. And on the near side, Greg Ernst from Canada. He's doing well, but it's the Danish construction worker, Henning Thorsen, who's carving out a good time here. Behind the Dutchman, but 1:06 is good. He's pleased. And Ernst is home in 1:09. Well, a big performance from the Nova Scotia farmer. But just how tough was that event?
Worse than chasing cattle.
Well, what about the kind of lifestyle at home? Is this good training for today's competition?
Oh yeah. Well, the hay bales ain't quite as heavy, but making hay in the summertime is the same. You go along the field and heave, you know?
So, what about the others? Who's going to win this one in your eyes?
The loading, Maggie. Definitely. I would be very surprised if he didn't win it. He's fast and he's very strong.
I think I fear the event more than the man.
So, two opposing opinions from Greg and Henning as we join the final heat of the loading race between the man they all fear, Magnus Ver Magnusson, the young lion from Iceland, against Britain's Gary Taylor, the physical training instructor from Wandsworth Prison. Welshman Gary Taylor really wants to make his mark for Britain, and he and Magnus Ver Magnusson from Iceland are really going at it.
Magnus is very fast and explosive, and if Gary just keeps with him, he's assured of a good time.
Very fast indeed.
They're running back very fast for the objects.
Now both have elected to go for the awkward ones this time. No trouble for the Icelander. Not for Gary. Well, this physical training instructor from Wandsworth Prison is surprising everybody, Jamie.
He's on the verge of causing a major upset if he can beat Magnus on this first event.
Well, clearly the Welshman being driven on by the Icelander here. It's still neck and neck, absolute dead heat so far. Not Number 5 for Magnus. Number 5 for Gary. This is the last object. Oh, the time's going to be very good indeed.
For Gary there.
54 seconds on the clock. Oh, Gary's dropped it. Magnus is holding 58. Great time for the Icelander. He's delighted. But Gary's still struggling. He's got to muster up the energy from somewhere.
It's his last object. He's got to get it on as fast as possible. Come on, Gary. This time. Yes!
Well, he's dropped a number of places with that stumble, Jamie.
He just looked a little over anxious on that last object.
Oh, what a bummer.
Well, Gary, you're going so well there. What happened? Did you lose the grip?
You just get so mad you want to finish. Once you lost balance, it's picking it up. That's the killer. You don't realise how hard it is till you try it. The weight is nothing. It's just picking a stupid thing up. Should have won that.
I looked at that and I saw he was quite fast. But I have an advantage because I had to go last.
Yes.
So I could see the mistakes the other did. But this is one of my favorite events.
So Magnus opens his account with maximum points ahead of Van der Paar and Thorsen. Greg Ernst is 4th, Odie a disappointing 5th, and Gary's mistake costs him dearly.
Vineyards abound in the lush foothills of Mount Teddy. The grapes are carefully selected, pressed, allowed to ferment, then bubble away as grape juice turns into wine. The bottles are filled by hand, boxed up, and delivered to the local shops, restaurants and hotels. Now, for event 2, we're not asking the competitors to lift a glass of wine. They have to lift a barrel weighing upwards of 90 kilos above their heads. And for once, those left with the biggest headaches will be those who've shifted the smallest measures.
Well, the holidaymakers have left the cooling waters of the Atlantic for a moment to take in the second event among the palm trees of this golden beach. A time to limber up for those preparing for the heat of battle. In this event, the competitors are allowed a maximum of 6 lifts. We join with Ted Van der Paar on his second, attempting to push 110 kilos, more than 17 stones, above his head.
He seems to be very methodical in his training, and it seems to be working for him today. That looked well within his capabilities.
Very comfortable.
The turn of Britain's Gary Taylor.
Gary Taylor's a former silver medalist at the Los Angeles Olympics in weightlifting. So this is one event where we should really see Gary shine.
Gary Taylor, United Kingdom, second attempt, 100 kilos. Down, Gary. Wait for it.
I have a feeling Gary's going to snatch this
110 kilos.
from his legs. He's going to kick it and take it up in one movement overhead.
This is speciality.
Yep, this is a whole.
Give it close and nice. I lift it.
And Gary's really got the crowd behind him now, making 110 kilos look like a matchbox.
No matchbox. It's getting there. Get some points back with this one, I hope.
Well, psyching up Finnish style for Sven and Birta and Nemister as Markku prepares himself and the crowd for lift number 3, also at 110 kilos.
I think this battle is really going to test Markku now. It's the right technique. You've just got to let it settle. Get his balance and then press. Oh, it's just so heavy.
Oh, fell on his back.
Yes, it's come down on him. He's took a nasty smack there.
Well, my goodness, this is the moment that all these athletes fear. A nasty injury from a 17-stone barrel. The crowd's concerned. But he's getting back to his feet. He seems to be all right. The crowd appreciates his efforts. But the clock may have beaten him. Yes, he's out. Now, American Odie Wilson's weight goes up to 120 kilos. And to make life more difficult, the barrel is awkward to grip.
This should pose no problem for Odie. He was the 1988 super heavyweight powerlifting champion.
Yes, indeed, no problem for Odie Wilson. That weight was clearly well within his grasp, as is the adjudicated chin prop. Ouch. A gentle pat of encouragement from Joni, Henning Thorsen's trainer. This his third attempt, again 120 kilos, almost 19 stones.
And he's just got to press this now above his head. No, he's lost it. No, he's calling it a day.
So Denmark's Henning Thorsen bows out. 110 was his best. Now Britain's Gary Taylor, lift 3 at 120 kilos.
This is a very important lift for Gary Taylor. This could put him in the lead in this event and bring those points back he lost in the loading.
Yes! Yes! Drop the weight.
No, it's the grip at the top. It's causing the problems for everybody.
Trying to do it quickly, Jamie.
No, he's got to rest it. If it doesn't go the first time, it's very rarely that lifters make it on the second attempt. He's trying a totally new different technique, trying to press it, and he knows it's not worked for the other guys.
So Gary Taylor goes out, also with 110 kilos as his best.
There's nothing to grip hold of. And because it's quite wide as well, even for the press, he's just digging in the arms and nothing to push against. Very difficult.
There was nothing to really hang on to take it cross-cornered. So you bring it up here, then you've got to take re-grip. And you're kind of tired.
So Greg Ernst is yet another casualty, and to the Austrian Manfred Herberl. Well, he had a disappointing performance in the first event. Now it's the grip on the 120 kilo barrel that puts him out of event 2.
Couldn't lock it out. The top. And holding it at the awkward. One down, one hand down, one at the top. But one hand pushes much more than the other. And couldn't hold it long enough.
So the weight goes up to 125 kilos. Only Odie and Magnus are left. And how does Odie rate the young Icelander?
He's a threat. He's always been a threat. He's just tough. That's probably one of the toughest little guys I've ever seen. I wish I knew where he got it from. He's a tough guy.
Well, if anything, Jamie, this barrel looks even more tricky than the last one.
Looks very difficult, Bill. They've got to try and get their hands under the bars, pull it up to the chest, and then press it in any way they can and just hope that they get a white flag.
Can the European powerlifting champion lock out? Yes, he can! Magnus lifted 19.5 stones above his head in tremendous style. And the first to congratulate him is Odie Wilson's trainer. Magnus made it look easy.
Believe me, it's not easy.
So, how many hours of training, Magnus, do you need to put in to be able to work your way up to this standard of competition?
Well, I've been training 4 hours, 6 days a week.
That gives you an indication of the key to success at this level of events. Tremendous dedication. Odie Wilson now, also 125 kilos. He needs this to stay in contention.
He's done all the hard work. It's up to his shoulders now, just a simple press above his head. He seems to be struggling for grip. He's got it. White flags.
Well, after he was picked at the post last year, Odie vowed to come back and win this year. He said he was the strongest man on the planet then. He certainly seems to be in the same mean mood today. Now, Magnus Magnussen, the weight goes up to 130 kilos. That's 20.5 stones, precisely his own body weight. This is lift number 5.
This is a crucial lift for Magnus mentally, because he's trying to put a gap between himself and OD. Pull it into his shoulders now, and get a grip underneath the barrel.
Let's walk out. You want to see 2 white flags. He's got them. The crowd are delighted by that performance, almost as much as Magnus is himself. Odie Wilson has followed Magnus throughout the event. He's had to match him weight for weight. Now, to stay in the hunt, he must also push up this massive 130 kilo barrel. Jamie, can he do it?
Well, he's got enough strength, but a month ago he was telling me while he was doubling 1,000 pounds on the squat, he hurt his back while his belt exploded. So this barrel will really test his back. He's got to get his hands underneath the bars and pull it up to his shoulders. Keep it in close to his body. That's better, under the bars, now up to his shoulders.
Go on, OD.
He looks in pain now as he's leaning back. He must be feeling that back injury, he's leaving it.
No, it's gone. And discretion has to be the better part of valour. He's simply not trying it again, knowing that there's a long way ahead. Mutual appreciation from these two amazing strength athletes as maximum points go to Magnus again, and a much improved showing from OD, who takes second. There's nothing to separate the next five who are beaten by grip and share third place. And how does OD see his position after two events?
I'm sitting better than I thought I'd be at this time, but we got 2 more days to go, and Magnus is real tough. So it's going to be a battle all the way through this thing.
A 5-point lead opens up between first and second place, with Magnus in stunning form. OD has joined Ted as the main contender, with Henning and Greg in mid-table. Gary, Manfred and Marku are yet to find their feet.
For event 3 of the competition, we move to Santa Cruz, the capital of Tenerife, ever popular with the tourist who's looking for the duty-free bargain and sometimes even the parking space. Well, no such problems for the competitors today, because the Avenida Jose Antonio has been closed to traffic for one of the most popular events of World's Strongest Man, the truck pull. These monsters weigh 6.5 tons each. That's the equivalent of 8 family-sized cars. Try moving them 20 metres.
So the competitors have all pulled once. We're joining Heat 2 with Greg Ernst against Manfred Hebro. Well, Jamie, what's the technique?
The technique is to just overcome the inertia of the truck and then just build up a head of steam, keeping the hips low and just driving as fast as possible with the legs.
But Ernst seems to be weaving all over the place.
He's getting a good drive with his legs. Manfred seems to have a good technique, but there's just no power there.
Well, there's only 5 metres left. This isn't a bad time at all for the Canadian. He touches down now. The combined time of the 2 heats of 63. And there's Manfred, slightly behind, and it's hurting him. But Greg's pleased.
I had something to prove, and so I pushed it hard as well.
How fired up do you get for this kind of competition?
You can't get too fired up or you throw up, you know? So you try to get fired up, but not throw up, basically.
Gary Taylor is smarting from 2 disappointing opening events, and Marku Svenenvirta is lying last overall. Well, both need the points, Jamie. Who'll take them?
Well, they're equally matched in body weight and size, but Svenenvirta's style looks a little bit better at the moment. Gary looks like he's slipping, and his hips look too high.
It's the Finn who's gaining momentum.
Yes, his technique's rock solid, and it looks like he's pulling away now from Gary.
Marku wasn't fast in the first heat. He needs a good time this time, and he looks to be getting it. 4 or 5 metres left. He's down.
Gary's just got to keep his head down now and drive to the line as fast as possible.
61 seconds for the Finn. Gary's girlfriend Melanie urging him on. It's slow, it's 37, it's 64 overall. And another disappointment for Gary.
And we saw you staggering from side to side towards the end there.
Slipping. Pathetic, to be honest with you. Absolutely.
For Heat 3, it's the tournament leader, Magnus Ver Magnusson, in the left lane, against the children's Pied Piper, OD Wilson of the USA. OD weighing 28.5 stones, 8 stones more than Magnus. Is that an advantage, Jamie?
It is an advantage, but OD doesn't seem to be using it. He's too upright. He's not getting down and driving like Magnus is. Magnus is showing great technique and keeping a straight line. OD's just nearly stood up. It looks like he's protecting his back or not, I don't know.
But OD seems to have edged ahead. Well, the American must take advantage here as within sight of the line. No touch first. OD by a whisker. And the times are good. 59 seconds for Magnus. He's lying second. The combined time for OD is 53. He's gone top.
Well, you feared this event. You said it wasn't your strongest. You haven't done badly.
Well, yeah, because I'm lighter on the other guys, so I have a disadvantage in this one.
How big a help was it to see OD neck and neck with you all the way?
It helped.
24.5 stone Ted van den Haar against 23.5 stone Henning Thorsen.
Well, at 7 foot tall, Van der Paar's 2 foot closer to the finish line than Thorsen. Thorsen's technique's perfect. He's really driving hard now with his legs.
He's gained experience in recent years, Thorsen, and that's beginning to pay off now because he's in a more upright position. He sees the line in sight. It's only 5 metres away. He's running with 6.5 tons of truck behind him, and he's down. He's won the event. Now a good time for the Dutchman. He can still grab a good spot. He's down now for third place. And shaken a few people up. Henning, you've won the event overall. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's what I was planning to do, so that's all right.
Now that's the perfect situation going into tomorrow.
Oh yeah, couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
So that great performance gives Henning his first win in the race for the Daft Trophy. OD reduces Magnus to 4th in this event, and Ted's 3rd place keeps him well on the hunt. Ted, you've just had a look at the points on the board so far. Not a bad place to be, just 3 or 4 points off the lead.
Yes, I thought I should finish higher, but it is 1/10 of a second, or 2/10 of a second, I think. It's nothing, but it cost me the 2nd place. I became 3rd. That's a disadvantage for me.
I'm sitting pretty good. I'm right about where I want to be at this particular time. I just hope my back hold up tomorrow, and then we'll go for the money on Sunday.
A Viking is leading after day 1. Are you pleased?
Yes, I'm pleased, but I hope after day 3 a Viking will still be leading.
Well, the Vikings' lead has been cut, but he's still 3 points clear. Wilson and Thorson share 2nd place, with Van der Paar tucked close behind. But for Britain's Gary Taylor, day 1 has been a major disappointment. At the start of day 2 of competition, we've climbed 6,000 feet up Mount Tedy at the heart of Tenerife for event 4, the deadlift.
How you doing? Good morning.
As OD relaxes, Magnus puts in some last-minute practice in this thin air 6,000 feet up, where the temperatures are already in the 80s. Well, in this event, the competitors are allowed only 6 lifts, so deciding which weights to attempt is absolutely crucial. We join it with Manfred Höberl on his 5th lift, with encouragement being given by Greg Ernst. The weight is 360 kilos, more than 1/3 of a ton.
Manfred's looked suspect to all power events, and if there is a weak link, the deadlift will find it.
Oh, he's gone. That 5th lift was too much. And the clock's beaten him. How much damage has he done himself now?
I think he's just a little lightheaded and faint after that.
So now there are only 4 left.
Iceland, 3rd attempt, 380 kilos. In your own time. Lift.
Well, Magnus has perhaps looked the most comfortable of the competitors. He's jumping up to 380 kilos, almost 60 stones. That's like 5 grown men in these baskets. The European powerlifting champion looked very, very comfortable.
Very explosive lifting from Magnussen.
OD Wilson with lift number 3, also at 380 kilos. He's a favourite for this event and one the others revere.
OD is, I would say, strongest man on the planet. You know, it's raw power. I mean, running, I mean, of course, it's, and the speed events, of course. In raw power, you can't beat this.
Full OD, come on!
Look at that. He's a 900 deadlifter, you see, so that's 410 kilos. So at least until there, he won't have any problems.
Gary Taylor just can't wait to get to the platform for his 4th attempt. He sailed through the early rounds and now he's also attempting 380 kilos.
Gary's looked very comfortable deadlifting today, and he's trying to erase the memory of that bad day yesterday.
Yes! He made 380 kilos look very easy. A very different man today.
The fire in my line today, I'm telling you. It's funny, isn't it? This is the one didn't think I'd get any points on, compared to the ones I thought I'd get points on yesterday. What a game this is, man, I'm telling you. I'm in the points now, it's just a matter of just who's going to drop out first now.
Ordino with lift number 4. He's jumped to 400 kilos, almost 63 stones.
So he's lifting with his hands inside his legs, which is a sumo technique. He says it gives him better drive with his legs and back.
No, he can't lift it. He's out. And that's a big surprise. I could only think the back problem's serious. However, with 2 full days of competition remaining, he's maybe wise not to do himself further damage by battling on here. So, only 3 competitors are left. Benayoni psyching up Henning Thorsen, who's now got a great chance. The weight's the same, 400 kilos, and he's 3rd overall, and really wants to pressurise the leaders. He's been a great powerlifting champion in Denmark, Jamie. Can he lift 63 stones?
He's definitely got the mental attitude to lift it. but his techniques looked a little bit suspect now. His back's starting to round and he's losing his form now at this weight. No, he's not going to do it.
Well, Henning Thorsen knows his own limitations. He's calling it a day. And OD's taking treatment on the table. This is looking serious.
2 minutes, one strong enough. No excuses. Just one strong enough.
Pain for OD, but neat adrenaline for Gary Taylor. And with only him and Magnus left, a real chance to go for maximum points and to beat OD. 400 kilos, lift number 5 for the Welshman.
He's looked so confident in his lifting, I just can't see him failing this. Yes, no problem.
Taylor's brimming with confidence, 63 stones.
Oh, well, to beat the strongest man in the world at this event, you know what I mean? Oh, bags of confidence. We go in, Britain, we go in.
Yes, good man.
Magnus must be worried now. He's elected 420 kilos for his next lift. Meanwhile, Gary has selected 410 kilos for his last lift. So he's really putting the pressure on Magnus, hoping that the Icelander has set his sights too high. And in the shadow of Mount Tidy, we need an explosive burst of volcanic strength from Gary Taylor, the Welshman, who's done so well in this event.
Easy left for Gary Taylor.
Well, the Welshman is absolutely delighted with that, and no wonder.
Magnus Magnusson, 420 kilos for first place.
But has he gambled on too heavy a weight? An amazing 66 stones is the target. Well, he is the European heavyweight powerlifting champion. He's got to lift almost half a ton off the platform. You certainly don't see many sportsmen roaring encouragement to their opponents like Gary Taylor is. Yes, he's done it! A great performance, and Britain's Gary Taylor the first to congratulate this young man from Reykjavik, who's really beginning to impress. So it's win number 3 for Magnus V. Magnusson. A rejuvenated Gary Taylor snatches 7. The gritty Henning Thorsen shares 3rd place with O.D. Wilson. But just how bad is that back injury?
It's really sore, and we got 2 more back events to go. So if I could just make it out of here alive, I would be okay.
Did you have anything left in you at all after
Yes, I'm sitting on my coach now. I should have started a bit heavier. But that's it. I've got more points than I thought, so I'm pleased. I've never lifted that weight before in my life.
3 wins out of 4, looking good for the title, Magnus.
Well, let's hope it keeps up that way. That guy's a Superman or something, man. I don't know what the Icelanders be eating, but I need to go over there and try some of it, you know what I'm saying?
Britain's smiling now, hopefully, anyway, so let's keep it going. I'm smiling anyway.
And justifiably, as Gary's deadlift performance moves him from last to 5th place. Henning Thorsen is 2nd, and in spite of his good humour, OD's back must be worrying him. But once again, Magnus opens up his lead with another stunning performance. For event number 5, we've moved right back down to sea level to Puerto de la Cruz, the most important resort in the northeast corner of the island. It was established as a port in the 16th century, trading mainly in wine and sugar, then in cochineal and bananas. Well, for this event, the quayside is again alive with frantic activity for the sack and barrow race, a race which combines both strength and speed. Our competitors have to move a total of 700 kilos, that's 9 average-sized men, over a total distance of 70 metres. Great interest on the seafront surrounding this race as the 100-kilo sack is loaded onto Greg Ernst's back. Awaiting them is the 600-kilo anchor chain. Greg Ernst of Canada against the giant 10-man in power of Holland. Height against broad strength in the shorter man, Greg Ernst.
Ted looks really fast. He's got that sack low high on his shoulders. Easiest position to run with it.
To the turn, he's just under 10 seconds. This is fast. He needs to get the momentum going. The Canadians caught up some pace here. 15 seconds gone. Greg Ernst, he's dropped it. It's a disaster. That's awful. It's going to be Greg Ernst who gets there first. The time's not particularly fast. Going now in around 27 seconds. What a disaster for the Dutchman. 30 seconds. How difficult is it to steer 95 stones in front of you?
Well, you see, I have a little experience with that because
my father and I move pianos quite regularly. He takes one end and I take the other. And away we go. So we're used to steering heavy loads.
Heat 2, Magnus Van Magnusson of Iceland against Markus Svenenvirta of Finland. Well, a very fast start from the Finn, but Magnus is the one who has shown explosive strength over all these events, isn't he?
This is what it's about, this event, Bill. Explosive strength and speed. That's all.
And Magnus is showing his cardiovascular fitness now as he leaves the Finn trailing. The Icelander setting the pace. It's another good performance. The time's good. It's 23 seconds. And Mark, who's never really get going with the wheelbarrow, is almost walking to the line. The time's disappointing, 29.
Are you down there?
And Magnusson leaves the theatrics to the Finn as the crowd prepares for Heat 3. And a big race for Denmark's Henning Thorsen, who's chasing the Icelander along with O.D. Wilson, who, like last year, is proving a big hit with the audience. Well, this large crowd is very firmly behind O.D. Wilson, but I really wonder how his back will hold out.
He must be feeling his back every time his feet hit the floor, Bill, especially with that weight on his shoulders.
Henning Thorsen makes the turn in around 10 seconds. This could be a fast time, but he's wobbling with the wheelbarrow.
He's got to keep the handles down lower.
95 stones he's pushing in front of him, and the big Dane is going for that line as fast as he possibly can. But he's passed the time of the Icelander, and this is going to be around 25 seconds. Odie's much slower, near 30.
Yes, Odie's too big to fit in the wheelbarrow.
Two big men who found mobility a problem, and Henning's furious with his time. Was it worse with the sack on your back or the wheelbarrow?
Worse with the sack. The wheelbarrow was so bad. The sack. Every step, pain. So, I'm gonna finish it. It's a mad guy I want to beat. He's in the lead. I don't care about Odie. Not in this one, he can't run. I wanted to take him. It's gonna be difficult now.
He's 4, Manfred Liberal, who's well adrift against the fight-back man, Gary Taylor. He's off to an explosive start.
That's right, he can get back up with the leaders, Bill, if he gets a good result in this. He's going like a rocket.
He's very fast, drops his sack in only 7 seconds. That's the fastest so far. And he's the only one capable of beating the Icelander.
Just got to keep straight.
95 stones he's pushing. That's very good. 20, 21 seconds, 22, yes! The Welshman has done it. The Austrian is pulling his weight, the time's slow, it's 28 to take 5th place. So to the victor the spoils, for Gary Taylor success tastes sweet. So maximum points at last for Gary, who forces Magnus into 2nd place, with Henning furious about being squeezed into 3rd. But the Welshman's really motoring now.
I got another good one tonight. So I'm coming back, Britain, I'm coming back.
15 points out of 60 in the last 2 events.
Can't ask for any more at the moment. I've got to make it play extra anyway. Believe in me. A winner!
So, with only 3 events left, Magnus is still the clear leader, 6.5 points ahead of Henning. Odie drops back to 3rd, but Gary's charge continues as he moves up to 4th. One of the surprise crops of the Canaries is bananas, which have been growing in these islands for 500 years. They start as tiny seeds on the plant, and over the next 18 months they develop into fully grown bunches which are ripened and ready to take to the marketplace. Well, we've taken them instead to the Lago Martienes at Puerto de la Cruz, a fabulous complex of swimming pools and fountains, which look even more spectacular at night, and which is the setting for Event 6, the straight arm hold. The competitors have to hold out at arm's length bunches of bananas weighing 15 kilos for as long as possible. It's mind over matter as we join the event with Manfred Höberl of Austria still chasing the point. Jamie, where's the pain here?
The pain's in the shoulders. The first indication of competitors losing it will be the shaking of the arms and the grimace on the face.
Good concentration from the Austrian, 23 in the clock.
The pain's starting to bite now.
He's screaming with it, and he's gone. Enough left in his huge biceps to please the crowd. Now the turn of O.D. Wilson, a crucial event for him, to see if his back will hold out.
Oh, they're down!
Oh, he's lost all power, and that surely damages his challenge for the title. A sad figure limping away, knowing that his chance must surely be in jeopardy. Gary can do well here. Short arms, strong upper body. If he can get a good time, he'll be well pleased with his day's work.
His destiny is in his own hands here, because a good result can set him up for the final day tomorrow.
15 out of 16 points in the last two events. What can he do?
Starting to bite now, he's got to hold on.
The time's looking good. More than 25 seconds on the clock, almost 30. He's still comfortable with it. The straight's telling he's gone. 34 seconds for Gary Taylor, the best time so far. So he's set the pace with two men still to go. Now it's the turn of the tournament leader, Magnus Magnussen. And he's being encouraged all the way by his countryman and trainer Halti Andersson, as more than 2 stones of bananas make each arm feel as if it's on fire.
It's a very simple task for Magnussen. He knows he's just got to beat Gary Taylor's time. There's no signs of wavering at all.
Taylor's 34-second target's in sight. He's beaten it. Yes! He knew exactly what he had to achieve, and once again the man from Reykjavik is out in front. And Greg Ernst, the one-time arm wrestling champion back in Nova Scotia, is still looking for challenges of all ages. And back at the main event, the last competitor, Markus from Finland, is the only man who can deny Magnus Magnussen another first place.
He looks very relaxed and confident, and going last, he knows exactly what he's got to do.
Markus attempting to block out all thoughts of pain, trying for his first event win.
It's starting to bite now.
34 seconds, he's beaten Gary. 36 will take Magnus, he's done that. Yes, how far can he go now? He's got first place. He's gone. 40 seconds to show the first points. And Markus and Hirobia.
We've had disappointments yesterday, disappointments today, but there you really shone as a great star.
Yeah, and tonight, sunshine for me.
So the Finn registers his first win of the competition, taking very welcome maximum points. Magnus takes 7, and Gary Taylor's third place completes a memorable day.
I've had 21 points out of 24. Everybody wrote me off last night, but I've come back strong. Tomorrow I'm going for second.
Well, to do that, he'll have to beat a very determined Henning Thorsen, who's 4.5 points clear of him. But way out in front, after another day of superb performances, is Magnus Magnussen.
For the third and final day of the competition, we've come to Playa de las Americas in the hot and sultry southwest corner of the island. It's a purpose-built tourist resort packed with British holidaymakers. Now, if it's the bright lights you're after, this is the place to come. The town is full of cafes and restaurants and all-night discos and late-night nightclubs. But this morning, we've come to Playa Troya for the penultimate event, the Stones of Strength.
For this event, the competitors have to lift the McGlashans, 5 smooth stones of Scottish granite ranging from 90 to 140 kilos onto the barrels. It's against the clock, and this is Greg Ernst shifting almost his own body weight.
Yes, Greg finds it very easy pulling them off the floor, but once he gets to the barrels, he's got to lift them higher than anybody else, with him being the shortest competitor.
He's only 6 feet tall, and that could be a big problem for the 5th barrel. 22 seconds on the clock, he's on the 4th stone.
He's got to rest it on the barrel. Gets a grip underneath the stone.
That's number 4 in 30 seconds.
Come on, Greg!
23.5 stones of solid granite.
He's got to rest it on the barrel and get his arms right around it.
Oh, almost 2 inches away.
He's got it, he's pushing it on. Yes, he's on.
What a performance from such a small man. Where did he find the strength for that 5th stone?
I thought of my wife. And how happy she'd be when she see me do that. That's how I did it.
Gary Taylor had a great success yesterday. Can he keep it going?
Couldn't be coming into this better mentally.
Oh, look at that one. That's rolled 20 feet. Number 2.
He's really, really fast. Oh, nice.
Barrel.
He's got to grab it again.
Oh, he's so determined.
This is a good time. Arms around. Onto the 5th one.
The time for 4 stones is 24 seconds. It's the fastest so far. Now, can he lift 140 kilos, 23 stones, onto that 5th bag?
He's broke his momentum. He's showing his 5th stone too much respect. He's just got to grab it and attack it. Come on, Gary.
No, he's had enough. But he's the fastest over 4 stones. That means he's lying second in the event.
I knew I wouldn't get many points for this because the taller lad's got the long arms to get round. I just want to get as many points as I can. Next event, one for me.
Magnus Ver Magnusson of Iceland. On your marks and get set.
Magnus Ver Magnusson could win the title in the next 30 seconds. 5 seconds for the first stone.
And he's following in the footsteps of John Paul Sigmarsson from Iceland, who was undisputably the king of these stones.
That's the third in only 14 seconds.
Magnus gets the fifth stone, he's assured of the title. Nobody can catch him.
30 seconds on the clock.
Can he get his arms around it?
Any kind of finish with a fifth stone will win him the title.
No, it's beyond him. He's the fastest at 4. It puts him into second place. But what happens at number 5?
When you pick like ours first, the fifth one is very heavy when it gets level. And take the skin off your arms.
Odie Wilson, USA. On your marks and get set.
Odie Wilson can conspire with Henning, who's last to go, to make Magnus fight for the crown right into the last event. But he must be faster or lift more stones than the Icelander. He has a reach advantage, but will the back hold?
Odie's got all the equipment to release 5 stones. Strong back, strong legs, long arms. He's been very deliberate with them too.
Now, Odie's been racked with pain with the back all week, Jimmy, but he is fantastically determined.
He's even lifting that one up and walking to the 4th barrel with it on his chest.
30 seconds on the clock.
This is the one. He's got to walk close to the barrel. Rest it on the barrel. Feet close. His hands have got to go underneath the stone.
55 seconds gone.
No, he just couldn't make it. The American's had enough. And he's clearly in agony from that injured back. How much more pain can he take?
That's it. I'm out.
On your marks and get set.
Henning Thorsen knows the time to beat. He could be the fastest man, and he's tossing that like a pebble across the barrel. That's gone fully 20 feet behind the keg. The second is down in just 8 seconds, and that one's joined it.
Henning's showing a lot of power, and I'm sure he can lift all 5 stones.
Only 18 seconds on the clock as he struggles for the
He's
fourth.
looking really good. He's got to get the 5th one now. Rest it onto the barrel. Different grip. Pull it into the chest. That's it, he's got it! Fantastic.
It's Thorsen's second win. Only Canada's Greg Ernst could lift 5 stones as well, so he takes 7 points. Magnus is third with 6, and Gary did well on a really tough event.
The harder it is, the more enjoyment you get out of it because you know that no average person can do that. So, you know, you tend to be a little higher level. So you'd have to prove something to yourself and to other people, really.
Is there any other business you'd prefer to be in?
Filmmaking. That's right. Arnold, here we come, boy.
But the title roll would seem to be going to Magnus Ver Magnusson with 49 points. Henning Thorsen should finish second, and Gary Taylor still needs a good performance to secure that 3rd place.
For the final event of World's Strongest Man, we've come to the elegant marina at Puerto Colón, a haven for the expensive craft which ply the water of the Canary Islands. It's therefore appropriate that we come to a water sports centre for our final event involving boats. It normally takes heavy lifting gear or a car to haul these vessels onto dry land. Our speedboat and trailer combined weigh 450 kilos or 71 stones, and our competitors, after 3 grueling days, will have to haul that up a 1 in 4 gradient.
Welshman Gary Taylor looking to put himself firmly among the prize money.
He started disastrously on day 1. He won a 1st, 2nd and 3rd place on day 2. And today he's pushed himself into contention for 2nd place. Can he do it? Oh, that's good.
That's a great start. Good technique by Gary. He's using them strong legs.
Importantly, Jamie's gathering the rope while he's got the momentum.
Yes, he's going back for it so quickly, the boat's not having time to go back. I think Gary's going to be the first one to complete this course.
Well, this crowd really wanted to do it. He's not far now. Half a metre to the line.
Yes, he's going to do it. Come on, Gary.
Yes!
I knew I had to be Ted. He pulled it really far.
Well done, Gary.
Well done, Ted.
I have to shake with this because the other
Oh!
I lost a bit of skin. You were great, man.
Good competitors. Well done.
See you.
Oh well, we started off bad, came good. I'm happy as hell now.
Henning Thorsen of Denmark. On your marks and get set. Go!
Henning Thorsen, Jamie, this week has showed time and time again that he's got the guts for this.
He's lying in second place and he can't catch Magnus Magnusson, but I'm sure he'd like to go out on a great finish.
Well, there's a construction worker in Denmark, and these hands are meant for gripping, aren't they?
Henning's a good powerlifter by European standards.
Oh, this is very fast. 20 seconds. He's almost there. There in 20 very good seconds. What a performance from the Dane. Well, he really has a great second place this week.
I've made a fairly good performance, yes, but still, I'm only second. But hopefully, I'll be back next year, and I'll take the final place.
On your marks and get set.
Magnus Magnusson is already assured of the title and is therefore appearing in front of this crowd as the world's strongest man. But now, Jamie, he really wants to finish with a flourish.
Yes, I think he's trying to get the maximum points he can, but he doesn't look as quick as Henning. He's not losing enough legs, Magnus. It's still a very good time, but I don't think it's as fast as Henning.
20 seconds on the clock. He won't beat Henning. There's only second place for him. Half a metre to go. Almost back to the 28.5 seconds. And Magnus Magnusson is the world's strongest man and a very worthy winner of the title this year. Confirmation of the final places. Magnus Magnusson wins with 56 points, an average of 7 per event. Denmark's Henning Thorsen is second, and Britain's Gary Taylor a creditable third. So Mr. Chris Thornycroft-Smith, Senior Executive of DAF, the competition sponsors, hands the trophy and a cheque for £6,000 to Iceland's Magnus Magnusson, the world's strongest man.